In this week's show, we wrap up Season 4 with some of our favorites. From campgrounds to national parks to beers, we'll tell you what we love the most. So strap in, it's 9,000 miles of fun. Well, hello kids, and welcome to the year 2025 AD. It's a new year, Tony Tao.
Yeah, day 3.
If this is your first time here, I'm Mike.
I'm Tony.
And we are Our RV Sunsets. This is Gracie. Gracie down here. She's the other member of our crew. We are a couple in our 50s who full-time in a Brinkley Z3100 RV. Also, if it's your first time here, this is probably a good one for you because this is going to be the wrap-up of our Season 4. So we're going to talk about some of the places we've been, some of the amazing things that we did, some of our favorite things throughout the year, and all of those things I'm going to kind of link up in the show notes below. It'll link to the shows of all of those favorite things that we're talking about. What else do I got? Oh, also, if you do like what you're seeing here, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel down there. Hit the notification button so that you get notified when we come out with new videos. And if you stay till the end of this video, we're going to talk a little bit about a special series of videos that we have coming up. How's that for a tease?
Oh, tease.
Yeah, very teasy.
Tease.
So where did we go this season? We stayed mostly in the northwestern quadrant of the United States. We put about 9,000 miles on the brand new Brinkley. We did get as far east as where?
Wisconsin, don't you know?
We also spent a little time in Kansas City. More on that in a minute. Oh, and we got to hang out with a bunch of new friends. That was a very cool part about the year. All right, so let's move on to some favorites. So Tony Tao, what was your favorite place this year?
We talked about it earlier. I think it was Grand Teton?
No, that was your favorite national park. Hold on.
Oh.
Notes.
Oh, the Oregon coast.
Why the Oregon coast?
It's just beautiful. I mean, the coastline there is, no matter where you're at on the coastline, it's just gorgeous. And you know, the water, the waves, the mountains, the trees, everything. It's just the smell, it's all the feels. I mean, you feel energized because of the waves and the energy, but you also feel kind of alone because it's so big and vast, and it's beautiful. So yeah, it's one of my favorite places that we visited this year.
I would agree, that was a cool place. I put down, as far as my favorite places, I put down 2 places because I couldn't pick just one. But the first is the Black Hills of South Dakota. We went through the Black Hills twice this year.
We like it so much.
Because we do like it so much.
Other reasons too.
And we got to do the Needles Highway in Custer State Park, which was absolutely super cool to drive through there. Also, because it was a state park, I was able to get a lot of really cool drone footage around the Needles Highway. And then on our second time through, we did the wildlife loop in Custer State Park and got to see a ton of buffalo. They were just kind of hanging out in front of the lodge in Custer State Park. So that was super cool. My other favorite place was Kansas City. Part of that is because our son and daughter-in-law live there, but Kansas City's just such a cool town. There is amazing barbecue, there is good beer.
The state park there was one of my favorites.
It was close to the Goat Brewing, which had amazing beers. Oh, the other thing that was kind of cool about Kansas City is there's things that you wouldn't expect to be free that are free in Kansas City. Like the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art was bloody amazing, and it was absolutely free to go there. And when I say amazing, I mean like there was Picasso's, there was Monet's, there was Renoir's, there was Van Gogh's, there was all of this amazing art. We didn't even get over to the contemporary or modern art side to see what was there, which I'm sure is just as cool. What was your favorite campground?
For this year, my favorite campground was the Oasis.
No, that was Las Vegas.
No, the island. What was the name of the
I forget the name of the campground. We'll have to look it up. I'll put a I'll put it right here.
Anyway, it was in Lake Havasu. It was on the island. Our spot, we got really lucky because we could just see the lake the whole time we were there out our back window, which was pretty cool. The people we met there were awesome. The amenities were great. I mean, I swear we spent so much time in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then there was just so much to do in Lake Havasu. We found a great brewery. We went for walks.
Moving on, favorite national park. You want me to go first, or
Yes,
you want to go
you
first?
go first.
Okay, so my favorite national park, you're probably going to get a weird look out of her. My favorite national park was Yellowstone. No? No weird look?
No,
Do you understand why?
I understand for you. Why? Yeah.
Yellowstone was my favorite park because it was so different from any other national park we've ever been to. Just the geothermal features that are throughout that park are amazing. And it was one of my favorite national parks because there was a day where I was up early in the morning just to go out and film stuff and photograph stuff. And one of those stuffs was to hang out at the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone at like 4 o'clock in the morning as the sun was coming up and moving this beautiful shadow across the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Yellowstone is absolutely beautiful, and for someone with a camera, you're just like in a candy store. Everywhere you point the camera, there's just something beautiful to photograph and film. What about you, kid? What was your favorite national park?
I suspect it could be Glacier, but we didn't get to do the whole road in
The Going to
Glacier.
Sun Road, yeah.
So I just wanted to caveat that. But I loved Grand Tetons. I loved the drive-in. It wasn't stressful. It was a great drive-in. I loved the campsite that we stayed at. Was really nice. I love that we met up with a bunch of people and hung out with some people, and that was great fun. And just the view sitting on that lake and looking over at the Grand Tetons. There's just something about it that just struck me. So I think Grand Teton for me, it's not a huge park, so it doesn't take all day to deal with. There wasn't nearly as much traffic as Yellowstone had.
It was another one of those parks where you could pretty much point a camera in any direction and have something beautiful. So Grand Teton was, yeah, it's up there. It's up there in my top 5 for this year. Bonus, it's right next to Yellowstone. So if you go to Yellowstone, you can also hit Grand Tetons. It's just south of Yellowstone. Favorite harvest host?
It was the winery up in Northern California.
Elliston Vineyards, I think.
Yes, because it had ostriches. Well, actually, and it was a last-minute booking. We pulled in, beautiful winery. I mean, just gorgeous. I ordered a bottle of wine and a charcuterie board, and both were amazing. It was just very peaceful and relaxing. So I think it was one of my, I think that's why. And the ostriches. It was just cool to see the ostriches.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3 for me too. I put down my favorite as Deluxe Brewing in Albany, Oregon. You remember Deluxe?
Barely.
It was
because the beers were really good.
The beers are really good, and it was early in the season, so it's been a while since we've been there. So
No,
Deluxe,
barely because I had a lot of beer.
because you had a lot of beer. You did have a lot of beer that
We did
night.
have a lot of beer that night.
Deluxe Brewing is in Albany, Oregon, and it's in an old, was it a Borden's?
I think so. No Borden milk.
Borden milk, right? It was in a milk warehouse. It had like the Borden's cow kind of up in one of the windows. Really, really good beers.
Great parking.
Great parking. Yeah, the in and out on the parking was very, very easy. And we were also there on like local jam night, local musician jam night. So there was all of these local musicians playing stuff. We also saw the most Oregon man ever at Deluxe Brewing.
We just had a really good time at Deluxe Brewing.
We had a really, really good time. For those of you that don't know what Harvest Host is, it is a service you pay $99 a year for, and you can stay overnight at different places around the country for free. Those places are like breweries, vineyards, farms, museums.
The caveat is you'll spend a little bit of your money there at wherever you're staying.
Yeah, you have to spend $20 to $30 on whatever their products are that they're staying. For us, it works because we're gonna buy beer anyways. We also have we're an affiliate with Harvest Toast, so we have a special URL that you can go to, and you can get 30% off. That URL will be in the show notes below. Highly recommend Harvest Toast. We love it.
You know, I haven't met a single person yet that hasn't loved it.
I don't think we've met any, but I've heard people online, like on some Facebook groups and stuff, complain because it's like, well, if you have to spend $30, that's not, you could just get an RV park and blah, blah. But again, we're going to buy beer anyways.
Yeah, we like the experiences of new small places like that.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. It's more about the environment and the people
and the experience
than anything else. Absolutely agree. Great point.
Thank you. Ooh.
All right, so moving on from Harvest Hosts that were usually breweries, that segues us nicely into what was your favorite beer of the year?
The Spuma in Pocatello? Yeah, you said it right. Pocatello, Iowa?
No,
Idaho.
no.
Idaho.
The other I state.
Yeah, and it's because it was a chocolate pistachio cherry beer, and it tasted like the Cherry Bomb candy bar that was my favorite as a kid.
Honestly, that was a really cool brewery too. The gal that worked there, Jess, she was absolutely amazing. We had a ton of fun with her. Oh, hey kids. While editing, I realized that we never recorded my favorite beer of the year. So I'm just gonna do that as a quick pickup shot here. So my favorite beer was up in the Black Hills, and it was from Lost Cabin Brewing in Hill City. And it was a Scotch ale called the Lord Grizzly.
Tanya got messed up on the Lord Grizzly.
Tanya did get messed up on the Lord Grizzly. What Tony Tao is referring to is Tanya from This Is Our Adventure. Her and I both partook of the Lord Grizz and got a little messed up. Moving on, most valuable thing that you learned throughout the year. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
This year, I forced myself to get out of the trailer at parks and meet people in the parks a little bit more, and just meeting strangers. I mean, he started doing the newsletter and everything and putting it out were we were going to be and everything, and people were like, oh yeah, you're there, let's meet up. And I was like, because he's the more outgoing one than I am. But we just met the most amazing people this year, and really, I think that's the biggest thing for me is get out, meet the people, interact with people in the RV park, find a way to just meet the locals and wherever you're going, because you would just really meet the most fantastic people.
So for me, and I had heard other full-timers mention this before and went, I don't understand it, I don't get it. We did it this year, and I absolutely get it. And what that is state and county parks.
Yeah.
Finding spots in state and county parks. You're not gonna get a ton of amenities. You're not gonna have, hot tubs and swimming pools and all that stuff. Some of them had full hookups, like the one we spoke about in Blue Springs. There were some other ones. We stayed in one in
Omaha,
near Omaha that was absolutely amazing. We stayed in another one in by Sioux Falls that was absolutely amazing. And we're paying between $25 and $30 a night.
Right.
I mean, I think some of the full hookup ones were maybe $35 a night, but the spaces are usually bigger. Yeah.
Huge.
So,
and here's another little tip. This is Tony's little tip for you. Book it near the camp host. Less partying people near the camp host. Like the partiers that come in and want to make all the noise, they'll book farther away from the camp host because they don't want to get caught. So if you book it near the camp host, it's so quiet.
Unless you're a crazy extrovert like Tony Tao and want to go hang with all the partiers.
Yeah, well.
Not so much.
I like my quiet.
So that's my valuable lesson that I will pass on to you. Look at state and county parks for a place to book a site. Most life-changing thing that happened this year.
Kansas City.
What about it?
We went in with our son and daughter-in-law and bought a house. So it's our exit plan. Not that we're exiting anytime soon, but this helps them become part of home ownership, which has been just a blast for us to watch. It does give us an exit plan. It gives us a place for the holidays. I mean, we went home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which was actually really nice.
Yeah, and I would have to agree that it's the same thing for me. It was purchasing that house with our son and daughter-in-law. It also gives us some peace of mind, because if something was to happen, if one of us was to get sick, or something like that, and we had to come off the road, it gives us a place to go to come off the road. So it's a little bit of peace of mind as well. All right, that's all of the favorite stuff that I had listed. I do want to mention, for those of you that have stuck around till the end, we will be launching a new series within the next couple of weeks. We are going to be doing a series on how to full-time RV.
Because we've learned some lessons.
Yeah, we have learned some lessons. We're going into our 3rd year of doing it. We had to do a lot of the things that you have to do as a full-time RVer. So we're talking about things like what type of RV might be the right one for you. How do we handle getting our mail? How do we handle prescriptions? Because we both have a prescription we have to have. Yeah, how do we handle
insurance, regular insurance too, auto insurance and all that stuff. There's also things like moving from a big house to a smaller trailer. We made some mistakes. We will tell you about those mistakes.
Yeah, and we're going to try and do it with kind of a outline of here's what we did, here's what we would have done differently. And we're going to try and keep each one of these on one topic and keep it short, like an 8 to 10 minute video, so that you can just come in, get that information, move along. So we'll be doing that. That's going to start in a couple weeks. To make sure you don't miss out on any of those videos, please feel free to subscribe. You can like it, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when the videos are released. I think that's all I've got. Anything else from you, Tony Tao?
No, except for Happy New Year's.
Yeah. Happy New Year's. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. And we'll see you next week.